Welcome to the Holy Yogi, where we help you find the guru inside of you. Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. How you doing today? And if no one has told you that they love you today, mwah, let me be the first. I love you. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for being on board. And I think this is the 6th day of January. We're going for 365 days of spiritual light, love, happiness, and joy, and abundance. I'm teaching you how you can get to the next level and live an enlightened lifestyle. Yeah, heaven is right here on earth, and we're going to show you how to live it large. So with that said, today, what our topic is going to be about today is about a wonderful book that's about to come out next month. As you know, if February is next month, it is Love is a Major Wonderful Thing. And we're getting excited about Valentine's Day, the love month. I know, Valentine's Day, love is 365 days a year, but let's join the party and let's get excited because a lot of people love Valentine's Day. And we're going to join in what better way than have a special day just for love. And we're going to get into the thickness of it all. And in a nutshell, Devon Franklin is coming out with a book, and it is titled The Truth About Men. Now, I have been anticipating this book for a very long time. He made mention of it this summer in August, and it's been about 6 months in the wait. I already have my copy, and believe it or not, I'm going to honestly do a review about that book today without even reading it. You say, how do you know that? How can you even do that? Well, to be very honest with you, it's real simple. Because Devon Franklin has been walking the walk and talking the talk and has been consistent over his whole entire lifetime on really trying to really master the whole love experience between a man and a woman. And what is so phenomenal about that is the fact that he had every excuse in the whole wide world, like so many of us, to miss the mark and go the Wave Nouveau way of what love has become all about, which has been a business transaction. Love has not been about the true meaning of love, which is unconditional love. What really attracted me to this book was the fact that, he's been, I think Devon's about 40-something years old. So over the last, 20, I'm going to say 30 years of his life, since he was a little boy, he really wanted to fully understand how to have a successful relationship between a man and a woman. So much so that he was willing to sacrifice some 10, 11 years of celibacy to get it right until he found his soulmate. So what I'm here to share with you also, starting tomorrow, which is Monday, I'm going to do a whole complete 7 series on how to find your soulmate. They call it your spiritual partner. They call it your life partner. They call it your twin flame. They call it your soulmate. I think I already mentioned that one. But, it's coming from God, your God-ordained divine king and queen. And there's a formula and there's a method for it, but I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version on how to get there fast and quick and in a hurry. But still keep in mind that fast for you may not be fast enough, but as long as it's on God's time, that relationship is always on time. And trust me when I tell you, it is well worth the wait. It's just like having instant grits or instant oatmeal. As you well know, it doesn't taste good. It's not the same as homemade oatmeal or homemade grits that really works for you. Of course, I would use food, all right? But that really works. It's more, flavorful, and it's more tasty because of the fact that you waited and you let it bake and you really got the best results out of it, okay? So it's the same thing with love, you know, something that you grow into. So let's get back to, I went off on a slight tangent there. Let's get back to this wonderful book. I'm going to try to get the link, and I'm going to put it in. I've been promising to put it in the description for the last week, a lot of information, but been busy with a lot, but I'm going to definitely try to do it today. But the key thing that I really hone on into, which I know he's got down to the science, is the fact that men tend to function on the difference, or have a difficulty understanding and fully grasping the difference between love and lust. And because of that, they sometimes misunderstand lust for love and also love for lust. So let's kind of break that down just a little bit here. And I think the reason why is because, the other day I was talking about, Kountry Wayne and his relationship with Jess Hilarious, and what a messy situation that developed into. And that was definitely a product of what Devon Franklin and also his wife have come to realize and fully understand and work through. But Devon in particular, his whole premise is that we all are human beings, and because we are human beings, we're trying to function and run relationships according to man's ways instead of God's ways, instead of fully grasping the true meaning of unconditional love. And that's what we all need to fully focus on. What is unconditional love? And unconditional love, it has the whole premise of, it has no jealousy, it has no fear, it has no hate, it has no envy, it is complete, compassion, it is mercy, it is grace, it is caring, it is sharing, it is balance, it is harmony, it is truth, it is justice, it is righteousness, it is order, it is balance, it is discipline. And that's the key thing, because he was very honest, like a lot of men, like after he got married, he was saying, he waited, was celibate for all these years, finally gets married, finally finds his soulmate, making good. But even when he finds his soulmate, he finds out, oh my God, how is this? I'm still, quote unquote, lusting, attracted to other women, because it's human nature. Of course, in order for you to really find your mate, okay, you have to have those natural instincts to still be attracted to a woman's features and etc., in order to trigger the desire to take it to the next level. So what the reality of the situation is one of the key things he's teaching a lot of men, and it's so important. I just want to give kudos and a lot of love out to a lot of men out there, because men have been given the bad rap. Men have been really believed to be dogs, as they say, and instead of God's, make manifest in the flesh. And what better way than to get this information that's created by a man for men, but also he wrote the book for women too, so that you can get through all the BS, the belief systems. We don't use profanity here. Belief systems that are out there as far as what is a man, also what is a woman. What our labels and responsibilities are. It puts a lot of pressure on men, puts a lot of pressure on women, instead of seeking out the divine understanding of what men are and what women are. So with that in mind, it's an awesome book for men in particular, because finally there's a voice out there that's thinking like you, that's speaking like you, that really cares about you and want you to get this whole love thing right, okay? That you are not born, okay? We've all been taught and conditioned to believe that we were born, men are born to be dogs, and men are born to have several relationships and things of that nature, and that's animals, okay? That's man that's not of the intellectual force. That is man that's not in control of themselves. And if you notice, you look at all the type of, adulterous relationships or, multiple partnerships type of thing, it gets a little skewed. It gets a whole lot crazy. If you notice that type of lifestyle, remember I was talking about energy the other day. If you're mixing and matching the heart with all these relationships, all this energy, and that energy just doesn't leave you, after you have, sexual relationship. You're taking a part of people's soul and spirit each time that you interact and even have intercourse with someone, especially when it's not endowed in love, and it becomes real complicated. Well, how do we know it becomes more complicated? Well, diseases come up, sexually transmitted diseases, herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea, AIDS, that became very deadly, etc. So you got to really understand that. That's the universe kind of talking to you, telling you you're out of balance. You're out of accord with this magical, mystical and miraculous gift that's been given to you, that you've abused it. And because you abused it, you're out of balance. So that's why it's clear that at a certain time and juncture that one should be with one type of individual, because that creates greater balance, and more importantly, it sustains you. Yeah, even though you have the desire, which is of the Father, it is something like everything in life that should be in balance. If you have too much water, what are you going to do? You're going to drown, even though it's good for you. If you have too little water, you're going to dehydrate, and you'll die if you don't have enough water. So it's all about balancing things, ladies and gentlemen, and that's including in relationships too. So Devon Franklin really goes into detail, step by step. He methodically was putting this book together in his head over the last 20 years, and now he has it in print. I think it's an awesome blueprint. Why? Well, like I said, he's practicing what he's preaching. And more importantly, he's joined alliance with other men that are doing the same thing. And because of that, think about what has happened. That's when you know you're doing something right, because your life is a product of it. He's in a successful marriage with the woman of his dreams, completely committed, and he's happy. He married a beautiful, sex symbol goddess, Megan Good. They are both, high rated. He's a high executive with his own production studio, Devon Franklin Production Studio. He's coming up with fabulous movies that are making millions of dollars. He developed his income into $11 million that he's not divvying out to 9 different women with baby mama drama and all that kind of stuff, and paying child support payments. So that's keeping his income up high, because he's settled in on one woman, one lifetime, one commitment, no prenuptial agreement. We kind of talked about that before in another video. I'm trying to leave that link down there too, so you can check that out, how prenuptial agreements can destroy a marriage and a relationship. Okay, I know people are like, no, I gotta have my prenup. Well, most prenuptial agreement marriages, they end. So you gotta decide on if it's your soulmate. If it's really your soulmate, you won't need a prenuptial agreement. Just in prime example, just before I started doing this video, just before I'm whispering because it's nice and quiet, and I know in a lot of videos you guys can't hear me. I'm trying to get a mic to do that, but I guess I get into that really spiritual soft mood, but you can't hear me, so I'm gonna try to talk a little bit louder now. But I just before I started taping this particular episode of the Holy Yogi, I was just reading where Russell Brunson. What is the comedian's name? Is it Russell Brunson? I think it is Russell Brunson. Anyway, he basically, comedian, I don't remember him, but he's really hysterical. He's from the UK. I absolutely adore him. And he got married to Katy Perry. I know you know Katy Perry, the famous star and singer. And she's awesome too. I love Katy Perry too. But basically they got married maybe 5-6 years ago. And in a nutshell, when they got married, they didn't have a prenuptial agreement. And they did get married for love and all those wonderful things. Unfortunately, it did not work out. that's another conversation. But anywho, the good thing about his spirit was that he legally had rights. Though they were married maybe, I don't even think they were married 2-3 years, maybe 4 years max. Though he had a right to it, she had a $44 million empire that she built. It is clear, primarily herself. And he had right to half of it. He forego on $22 billion because he married her out of love and did not marry her for her money. So I'm here to tell you that if it's really, really, truly meant to be, you don't have to worry about that prenuptial agreement. Another prime example is Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. They did not marry. They knowingly went into that marriage without a prenuptial agreement because they decided, that's what it's all about. They made a commitment and they made a decision that when they got married, they would never, ever, 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 ever get a divorce. So that's what we're talking about. It's all about making a decision. And because of that, not that they did not have trials and tribulations and were on the brink of divorce. It was their commitment. It was their belief in a higher source and a higher power. It was a knowing that they were meant to be together. And what was ironic about their story, like I said, we're going to talk about, all these beautiful soulmate stories over the next 7 days. So definitely subscribe, like, and comment, and be a part of it. I'm going to put it in a playlist, but you really want to be a part of that series because I know each and every one of you don't know what love is if you're not in a love relationship with your spiritual soulmate. So we're going to dissect a lot of these wonderful, who doesn't like talking about love, and get into all these wonderful celebrity stars, average James and Joes, normal relationships. They don't necessarily have to be stars, but they tend to get out there and they tend to be exposed, and they are wonderful examples to help us do it right and always do it better as far as love is concerned. So a couple of things about it. If you want to be in love, you want to find your soulmate, I'm going to give you a hint right now. Tip. You got to be in it to win it. You got to start prepping and you got to start preparing for it. Just like you prepared to find the job of your dreams, or you prepared to find, the life that you want to live. You studied it. You went to college for it, some of you. You dedicated 4 years to it. You sacrificed all-nighters studying to get that degree, to get those A's and to succeed. But you got to put that same type of commitment and energy in finding your soulmate. Yeah. You got to roll up your sleeves and you got to do all the things. Study it, research it, start practicing, start living it, start believing it, and more importantly, add the final touches and leave it up to the divine universe, to the goddess within inside of you, so that you attract to you what you are. So we're going to go through that the next 7 days. 7 days is the magic number. 7 is completion. 7 is, spiritual, connection to, universal blessings coming your way. So get excited about that. So with that said, I want everybody to pre-order and get Devon Franklin's book, The Truth About Men, because now it's time for men to live their truth about love, and learn the truth about love, and for women to do the same thing too. This book is for men. This book is for women. And if you're not in a divine relationship with someone, but you're in a relationship, you want to become divine, well, you too have the opportunity to shake it up and make the necessary shifts and change so it becomes a divine soulmate experience, okay? So get excited, and I enjoy this next 7 days with you because I love love. I don't talk about love because it truly is the best medicine in the world. It truly makes the world go round, and we got it. We know exactly what to do. There is a formula to massive success in a wonderful soulmate relationship. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment. Peace. Hetapu. Namaste. Be blessed.